Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dixon Way. My name's Larry, aka Shin Blanca, aka Old Head, watching videos. And we're about to have this spoiler discussion for Obi-Wan Kenobi, the 6-part series on Disney Plus. It's been a long time wait. So, as always, if you like our content, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Ding, ding. Get all our latest videos. All right, let's get into it. If you haven't watched Obi-Wan Kenobi yet, pause this video, bookmark it, go and watch it, which I will say, I think this show is more enjoyable if you binge it. I watched it every kind of way. I watched it as it came out week by week, which had me frustrated. And we'll get into that. And then I watched it with my dad after the whole thing came out. And first off, this isn't a bad show, but it's not amazing like I wish they would have been. Oh yeah. Oh, check out the fit. Yeah, you know. Most of my Star Wars shirts are dad shirts. Shout out to my beautiful wife. Giving me these awesome t-shirts. Alright, so that's why I got my Vader joint on right now, since we're about to get into this basically Obi-Wan Reva / Vader show. Alright, so it opens up pretty good. I like how they had the Grand Inquisitor come out. I like how Reva was at first. A lot of people saying she was one note. I like how she was in the first episode. She was, ruthless. Had her own agenda, and we wouldn't find out until later on. But show some random, Jedi that escaped, youngling that escaped. All right, so things that I liked about it. Okay, things I liked about this show was obviously how Vader, the moments that Vader had in this that were awesome. Some of the best Vader moments ever are in this show. But the thing is that this show has a lot of great moments, but the writing is kind of sloppy. They tied up stuff that was making me mad at first because I thought it was canon breaking, but they cleared up that stuff. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we'll get to that later. So basically at the beginning, you get the introduction to the Grand Inquisitor, as pompous as he is in Rebels. So that guy played a great role. So he's talking, having this love hearing himself talk, trying to flush out the Jedi. And then Reva like, the hell with this crap. Throw a knife at the dude that she think the Jedi, throw the knife at the bartender. Jedi stops it. She looks, she see him. All right, that's him. She about to slice the dude in half. Grand Inquisitor want to interrogate him. He gets away. Okay. And this was one of the things that it started for me. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes more than most people. And then for me, it started going downhill. First 3, I love story. So if I get a lot of story and background and stuff like that, I love it. I like how Obi-Wan was off the grid. It's obvious that he was not in touch with the Force anymore. He was basically cutting himself off from the Force, watching Luke, because that was his primary job to do. So I like that. It also showed parallels with how Luke Skywalker was in The Last Jedi, how he was cut off from the Force, but that was more so that he felt so bad on how, things went down with his nephew, that he just wanted to, hey, I need to get myself away and just be isolated. So Obi-Wan's going through the same thing. He's not in touch with the Force because he don't want to be detected, so he can keep young Luke Skywalker from being detected. Because basically what the Empire is doing now, they're sending out Inquisitors to find Force-sensitive children or people. If they're old enough, they're just going to strike them down and kill them. If they're young, then they're going to find them, take them to Inquisitorius and train them. And the only ones that survive become Inquisitors. Excuse me. So basically, that's the whole gist. Inquisitors going around, basically being the attack dog for Vader. Right? As Vader sits up in his castle like a pimp, surrounded by lava on Mustafar. Right. So we go through that. The random Jedi comes up and says, hey, Master, he finds Obi-Wan. Conveniently, he finds Obi-Wan. Even though Obi-Wan is detached from the Force, he finds Obi-Wan. Oh, I've been looking for you. I don't know what you're talking about, man. My name Ben, dog. My name Ben. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm from Decatur. I don't know what you're talking about, Shop. So he tried to play it off. He's like, what's wrong with you, man? What happened to you? He's showing the lightsaber. He's like, dude, best thing you could do, just like dope, man, go bury your stuff in the backyard. Don't even talk about it no more. Get you a new life. Get you a wife or whatever. Leave that in the past, dog. That ain't for you. They're hunting us now. Don't even go there, man. So Buddy leaves. He probably throws away his lightsaber, take it in the desert like he said, and bury it. Okay. And then he get a message from Bail Organa, saying that his daughter Leia got kidnapped, and that he needs his help. Of course, he ignores that. He's like, hey, I gotta watch over the boy. This is my primary mission. He's like, look, the daughter, of Anakin Skywalker is just as important as Luke Skywalker. Okay, so Leia. They show Leia. She's all cute. First of all, a lot of people didn't like the Leia. I love the Leia, man. Like, I ain't gonna front. The Leia aspect of this, the little girl that they picked her is perfect. Like, I can see her as a young Carrie Fisher. And just her whole aura was great, man. Now, did I like the slow chases? Like, no one could catch her, even though she was running very slow? No, I did not like that at all. In any instance, was I like, this child should be faster than anyone, even though, yeah, I know she has the Force, but she don't know about it right now. So, no, she should not be outrunning adults. So she, of course, I'm getting into her chase scenes, which has always been the worst part of having her there with these slow chase scenes with adults trying to catch her and they just can't see him. The first chase scene was in the desert. In the forest. And they couldn't find her, and they like bumping each other. And Flea is a head bounty hunter trying to catch her, and he got henchmen trying to catch her. And she just jumping through trees and doing this and sliding under bushes, and she's getting away. So I'm not putting video with this because people don't see it. I'm just gonna go over this brief synopsis of each episode. She gets away. She gets captured. Hey, now Reva. Throughout this whole show, Reva just seemed like she knew everything. She was smarter than everyone. And people want to call her Mary Sue and stuff like that. I won't go that far. What I will say is she was very poorly written. She was one note, which she could have had so much more potential. Like I watched a video about the treatment in the original script that she was supposed to have. Like, this show basically feels like they meshed two scripts into one to make this. Now, the original script, the original screenwriter came out, and he basically said that there weren't going to be any other Inquisitors outside of Reva on this. And that makes more sense. Don't try to boost her and make the other Inquisitors look weaker to her just to boost her up. A story about a youngling that survived Order 66. Oh, I'm sorry. That's how the show starts off, with Order 66. And it shows a group of kids escaping with a Jedi trying to save them, but all the clone troopers come in and start blasting. So they're at the academy, and that's how it starts. So it starts on a great note. Like, it's like, wow. And a lot of people want to undersell Order 66, but that is the key pivotal part of the Empire taking over. They had Order 66 to wipe out all of the Jedi. So they showed this again. You know, some people were hoping that we saw Grogu escape, but we didn't see that. I'm thinking we'll see it in Mandalorian season 3. But yeah, that was a great way to start. I apologize for not even mentioning it, because that might be some of the best footage, Star Wars footage ever. That whole little sequence, like maybe 3 to 5 minute sequence at the beginning of this series, was pure delight. So Reva was one of the 5 or 6 that escaped in that moment. Of course, it was more, but she was with that little group at the beginning. All right. So basically, her story is she was a youngling that survived Order 66, and her motivations was supposed to be hunting Obi-Wan because she felt like Obi-Wan failed the Jedi Order. All right. In episode 2, we find out that Reva knows that Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader. I had a serious problem with that, because in canon, not the legend stuff, I understand there's a difference. They're not really acknowledging canon. Old canon, or legends. But they're starting to put certain things out of legends and pulling it, and it's becoming canon. So I'm going to use it. Anyone that's known about Darth Vader's true identity has been killed. Like, he don't play like, I think it's Tarkin, the Emperor, who else? And Thrawn. Or like the only ones that I know or can remember off the top of my head that knew who he was and lived to know that knowledge. Because anyone that knew who Anakin was prior to him becoming Darth Vader died at the hands of Vader. Period. So, and then Tarkin got blown up in the Death Star in episode 4. So he ain't around to tell it. So really, it was just supposed to be the Emperor, probably the Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Thrawn and Tarkin. So those guys knew. But anyone else, she knew, and she spoke of it so matter-of-factly out in the open. Now, yeah, they was, they're alone. Well, no, they weren't alone, because she stabbed the Grand Inquisitor in the gut. We all thought he was dead, which he wasn't, because he comes back in the end. Okay. But her able to sneak, kill, maim the Grand Inquisitor was like, okay. And then her knowing that Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker, and that's the way Obi-Wan found out. It was effective, but I think that's bad writing. I just don't agree with her knowing that and her still being alive, and Vader knowing that she knows. Like, now, of course, right then we didn't know that Vader knew, but he had this. It had to be assumption. I kind of figured he did but I thought he was like using her because of her power to read minds, uh, kind of like Kylo or Rey. So I thought that's why he was keeping around, which was partially what he was, because she was good at what she did. But I kind of felt like her setting a trap with Anakin / Darth Vader could have went in those archives and found the exact same thing that she did about Bail Organa, and then Obi-Wan being, an ally of his. And so let's kidnap Bail Organa's daughter to flush him out. Like, that all seems so, hey, let's follow the mouse follow the little cheese, and only Reva could think of this. Okay, that's when I was like, okay, now they're trying to make her more than what she could be. Now, in the original screenwriter, he said that Obi-Wan was told by Cody, and Cody was going to be on Tatooine, and he was going to be the one that found Obi-Wan instead of the random Jedi. He was going to be the one that found Obi-Wan and told him, hey, Inquisitors are on the hunt for you guys. You got to do a better job of hiding, And so they would have had like a good rapport and stuff like that, going back and forth. And then when Obi-Wan left, he was like, okay, I need you to watch over Luke while I'm gone on this adventure. And they could have still had the adventure with Leia. That could have still been in place. But I think if they would have had Commander Cody, that would have felt good. Okay? Now, Commander Cody, which leads me to another thing when I'm talking about Commander Cody, which was in the original screenplay, in the script, but was taken fully out because maybe they just felt like, that's too inside baseball. I always call Star Wars baseball, you know what I'm saying? And the MCU is our football or basketball, you know what I'm saying? Like, the canon are the baseball numbers. And the canon really matters in Star Wars, more so than anything. Well, at least in my opinion. Star Wars canon is treated like baseball stats. So, going off script, like, when I'm watching it week for week, and then I see Reva kill, or supposedly kill, the Grand Inquisitor, that had me tilted. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna ruin, one of the best content, in Rebels by killing him now. What is he, a clone? Blah, blah, blah. So, okay. I'll just say, you know what? And then after I calm down and watch a couple times, like, okay. He's obviously coming back, because there's no way that they will allow this show to ruin canon. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't want this show at first because I felt like the only thing it could do was damage canon, which it came close to doing, but never really did. But it basically opened more avenues to a possible season 2. Or, at the very least, a Reva spinoff show. But I'll get on to that. That might be a mistake because how she wasn't received. And I think they would have did the original screenplay of her being the only Inquisitor, and then her finding out about Anakin through Obi-Wan instead of the other way around. I think it would have been much better. Like, imagine, I just can't see that Obi-Wan wouldn't know. I know he's cut off from the Force, so he wouldn't feel Darth Vader, but I would think he would have at least heard of Darth Vader, just like everyone through the universe is hearing about Darth Vader, the Dark Lord, the right-hand man to the Emperor. Don't F with him or he coming and it's a wrap. So, I find it, I'm not really mad that Reva told him, but I think it would have been more effective of Reva learning from Obi-Wan that Anakin was Darth Vader. I mean, yes, he came in and she remember him trying to slay her and all her friends, you know, but I guess it's normal deduction to say, hey, yeah, he went to the dark side, and also this Darth Vader character, he is Anakin also. I think that's why they changed it. But it could have been either way, in my opinion. Her knowing and not dying on the spot by Vader is just not really believable to me. I know I said that a couple of times, but all right. So moving past that, she tells him he's all scared, shook. I thought he was left on the planet to burn. It get the effect. I feel where that Deborah Chow was going. Cool. I'm cool with that. All right. They get on the planet that's basically Imperial controlled. He starts seeing hallucinations of Anakin, you know what I'm saying, in the road, which was really dope. All right. Now, you just left a bounty hunter planet where everyone had your face scanned and they were looking for you. So that's why you had to get off planet. So Empire knows that you got on one of their shuttles or one of their supply ships and flew off. So there's no tracking number of that ship. Since you own that ship and it was going to your planet, you didn't know where it was going to. Fine, you didn't know where it was going to. Okay. All right, you get there. Y'all walking around. All right. You get out of there wherever the ship goes. You get out of there undetected with a little girl. All right, cool. You start hitchhiking. You hitchhike with this alien, you know, Frick. He pick you up. He sounded like Seth Rogen, but it wasn't him. It was someone else. But anyway, dude was a Imperial loyalist. So they riding in the back of the truck of Imperial loyalists. And hey, let's pick up some stormtroopers. Oh yeah, we're looking for a Jedi. We're looking for a Jedi. But we just left John Wick planet and everybody had face scans and holograms of said Jedi. But y'all don't. Y'all really don't have a face scan of who you're looking for. But you're looking for a Jedi. More bad writing. All right, so he mess up. Little Leia play it off. Good wing woman, wing man. You know what I'm saying? And he played out too, say, hey, she remind me of mother, but he wasn't lying that part, you know. And that little interchange between him and Leia was good. You knew my mother, didn't you? Yes, after they got out, all right, we're going to continue to look for this Jedi, even though you look like a damn Jedi right in front of him. But anyway, how dumb stormtroopers, showing you how dumb stormtroopers are, I guess. But it's actually dumb writing that they didn't have a hologram of the perp that they were looking for. All right, so they ride and they have this little touching talk about, you know, him knowing his mother, knowing her mother, how she looked like her. She says, you know, are you my real father? He's like, no. And then they didn't go any further than that, which is good. All right, because she's not supposed to know about her father yet. All right, so they get to a checkpoint. Of course, Fred gonna snitch because that's what he do. So he frisks to the popo. Stormtroopers come out. All right, Obi-Wan ain't used his lightsaber yet, even though he got it. He pull out a blaster, beep, ping, ping, shoot a guy off the tower, splits in half. Yo, that was graphic. I never seen anything like that in Star Wars. So that was graphic. Cool, I'm here for it. They get past that. They could have walked around it, but he had to cut it off. Shoot it, cut it off. They walk through. More troopers come up. Their real connection pops up. And then they go with her. They go to the town. They're hiding. They're trying to get away. And then Darth Vader pops up. Yo. The boy. He just scrolls up, yo. Looking around. pulling families out of houses with the force, snapping little kids' necks, dragging women and children down the street like they dogs, trying to pull out Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan like, all right, I need you to take this little girl to Alderaan. All right, I need you to go. I'm going to distract Vader. All right, so he goes out, and he still ain't got the juice yet. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really in touch with the Force yet, and he's scared. He's like, he feels the powerful presence of Darth Vader rolling up. And he got scared. He got scared. All right. It's showing Jedi with weakness, just like Luke. So y'all can't say Luke Skywalker wouldn't be like that. Obi-Wan was like that also. Are you mad that they made Obi-Wan like that too? But it's a normal human emotion. I mean, hell, Obi-Wan even talked about a long lost brother and mother that he barely remembered. You know what I'm saying? Which was really cool. Maybe we'll find that out later on. Hopefully we have more adventures with Obi-Wan. And I think that'll be great. But I just don't want it to be called Obi-Wan. He could be in other people's shows. You know what I'm saying? That's pop up here or there and then dip out. But which isn't necessary, but it'll be cool to happen. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's Easter eggs and stuff like that is great. So Darth Vader is dragging people out. All right, so they go into this look like a gravel pit or something like that. And for those that don't know, a lot of shots that's done, if it was made here in Georgia, down in Peachtree, the gravel station down in Peachtree City, that was a scene for Wakanda. That looks like the same for the waterfall scene. That looks like the scene in the Andor trailer that I just did. Look on the page, check that out. And it looks like, you know, where you dig out rock and so you get your 57 stone and stuff like that. Or you may get some granite and stuff like that. So if you've never been there, just look up stuff like that. And then that's like a lot of people. That's how they put concrete. Well, that's where they get the rock for the concrete. A whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, it looked like they was fighting in one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a flat ground with mounds of rock and stuff around. So Obi-Wan, you know, Obi-Wan looking around, there, all you see, red lightsaber. Oh, no, dog. You ain't running from nowhere, dog. You ain't running nowhere. So, Obi-Wan's scared, he run. All right. And your boy's just chasing him down, stalking him like Michael Myers. So Vader stalking him. It really wasn't a fight. Vader toying with him, pick him up with the Force, yank his lightsaber out, have him suspended in the air, knocks over a whole bunch of kyber crystals or something, ignites it with his lightsaber, and drags him like, now you will suffer, Obi-Wan. And drags him, drags him through the fire, He's sitting there burning him like he was getting burnt alive, right? Like this is only the beginning of your suffering. This is only the beginning of your suffering. All right. I got a deep voice, but I ain't James Earl Jones. Oh yeah, shout out to James Earl Jones coming back and doing this. And them digitally editing his voice to make it sound like, you know what I'm saying, old school Vader. So yeah, that's kudos on that. So Vader drags him through the fire, and then he puts out the fire and just like, nah, this is just the beginning of your suffering. Pick him up. So the chick who was a spy sees it and blows up, another container beside him, and then another fire ignites. And there's a wall of fire in between Vader and Obi-Wan. The robot comes up, picks up Obi-Wan, and takes him to the other side of the mound. We don't know how far he went, but it looked like he just went to the other side of the damn mound. All right. This is the biggest problem I have with this show and why it's so sloppily made. You're going to tell me that Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, who was burnt alive on the shores of Mustafar, lava shores, you're going to tell me that that man ain't seen him in 9 to 10 years. He got the dark side flowing through his veins. His eyes are yellow. He is full-blown Sith. And this man let a wall of fire stand between him and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Man, get the hell out of here with that, man. That's my single most egregious thing with all of this writing, is that Darth Vader, who just put out a wall of fire, couldn't put it out again with the Force. Let this robot slowly come over, scoop up Obi-Wan, and take him away and go on the other side of the mound. And he just stood there. Cool shot of his face with the helmet, with the, with the fire blazing in his eyes and on his helmet, and him looking and having that stoic look and then turning away. That was good in the original Star Wars in A New Hope in episode 4, when the blast doors close and he can't do anything about it. So he just look and then turn away like a pimp. Okay, but there's fire there. You just put out the fire. Why are you just standing there? All right, so whatever. They let him escape. Horrible writing. They let him escape. Next episode seems like a bad version of Clone Wars. Hey, we're going to go Inquisitorious, which is cool. All right. Reva talks to Vader. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, they already did that. That was episode 3. Now we're going to episode 4. Right? Now they gotta go save Leia. All right, because at the end of the show, of course, she ran down the tunnel and got to the ship before Leia did, even though Leia went down the tunnel maybe 10-15 minutes prior to her even finding it. Oh yeah, that was another thing. She conveniently found a secret tunnel that people wasn't finding for 9-10 years, but Reva can find it. Okay, so she Inspector Gadget. All right, so a lot of stuff was just was sloppily made. Like she was just stumbling upon things. Like she was more intuitive than anyone. Like I don't want to say it's plot armor, but damn, I mean it's man. I mean, it is what it is. So now she's rolling up. Cool. All right. So now they go Inquisitorious. She like, we need to look for Obi-Wan. Like, oh, Vader like, he's the only thing that matter. But Vader isn't at Inquisitorious briefing everyone. He's on his spaceship. Ice Cube Jr. basically tell him, hey, we got spies and they know that Vader is on his ship and he ain't on that planet. I'll help you. All right, whatever. F it. I'll help you. So they go there and they sneak in. The chick that's a spy who was helping him before, they go ahead and her passcode works. She gets in. Obi-Wan swims in, which was really cool. You get to see all these Jedi in the basement encased in amber, like trophies. Like, and then when you look in the interrogation room, they got like all these lightsabers on the wall and stuff. You know, Inquisitorious is pretty dope. I didn't play Fallen Jedi, but they say that's what that was introduced in, that whole base and layer. Well, yeah, so basically it was an escape. Obi-Wan's getting more in touch with his Jedi powers. Pretty cool when they're going through. He did a snap, made the stormtroopers go down the hallway. Little stuff like that. I love that. Nice little touch. That's what he did on the Death Star to make those guys move away from the tractor beam console. So Obi-Wan gets in the corridor. Stormtroopers are shooting. Of course, they're missing. He's starting to deflect the blast shots with his lightsaber. One of it obviously hit the window, which is underwater, which is about to crack. So Obi-Wan holds it with the Force, tells the old girl to grab Leia. They run. He's holding it. They're about to open the door. He first breaks the windows behind him that wasn't cracked, and then holds it and runs. He beats it. The blast door's closed. Close all the water. He's completely dry. Whatever. Cool scene. I like it. I like that part of it. Then he's trying to sneak out with this little girl, right? Under a trench coat. So this is so silly. But he walked past a whole bunch of people with this chick who's a spy. And they just gonna walk out with him with a big ass trench coat on with little feet right beside him. Like, nobody noticed that, right? Nobody. The dudes that was at the door with the security, with the heavy security, that dude didn't notice her coming out. So Reva comes out. Of course Reva came out. Of course Reva was going to find her. Why wouldn't she? All right. So Reva comes out. Of course, says a little speech. You're not going to escape. And then some snow speeders came out. Now this was cool for Empire Strike Back. The snow fighters, I forget what they're called, but the two-seated joints. They came out blasting, boom, boom, boom. She blocking, swinging, deflecting shots. They come down, lay down fire, shoot all the stormtroopers, jump in, boom. Get in. She trying to grab them. Then she throw a box at it. Boom, she blew up the one dude. He didn't get away. All right, so one dude died. They got away. Reva mad. Now, all of a sudden, Vader lands after he learns that Obi-Wan was in his base, in his water base, got the girl, and dipped. Vader picks this chick up, picked up Reva, choking her out. Now, I don't know about you. I ain't never seen Vader stop choking out somebody who he was choking out, putting the death choke on. When he do this, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. So he picks her up. He got in death choke. She's able to say, I could track him or something. So he lets her down. He's like, what? Oh, you could track her. Oh, good job. Pat on. So normal Vader would have been like, okay, how you tracking her? Okay, snap. Done. Whoever, fifth brother, find out where the tracking beam at. The tracking signal. Go ahead. So Reva put a little tracking thing, made her little droid that was a little ladybug evil, and he could track her. So they're tracking. He go back to the rebel underground railroad planet, and they're waiting to get transport to send her back to Alderaan, and then he can get back to Tatooine to look at the loot. All right, they track. Vader said, very good. Promoted her ass to the Grand Inquisitor. Boom. She got what she wanted. Now she can be closer to Vader. And her whole plan is, let me get closer to Vader so then I can kill her and backstab her. Okay, that's her whole motivation. But she know he Anakin. Now, at the time, she didn't know that he knew that she knew. But he always knew. So they go down, talk, shut everything down, had the robot close everybody in so Reva can attack. She go down first, have a whole garrison of stormtroopers. She come down basically talking to Obi-Wan through a door. Okay. Oh, they tried to shoot it. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't open the blast door. So then They want to talk through a door. And then that's when Obi-Wan tells her, like, oh, you don't want to work for him. You're working to try to get to him. I'm the bait. Okay, so you use me as bait so you can get him here. Well, he said, well, let's team up. And we can, we can get him together. We can take him down. Do you even want to kill Anakin Skywalker? Which is a good point. So if you want to kill him, he should have just chopped his head off when he was burning to death. All right. So no, he didn't really want to do it. But Obi-Wan put that bug in her ear, like, okay, well, he's going to be distracted with me. So if he's distracted with me, it'll make it easier for you to attack him. All right. Good plan. But that's if Obi-Wan would have stayed. Obi-Wan used her and was like, all right, everybody load up. And what we're going to do is they're going to be fighting. Old girl who was helping, she died. Of course, the robot, the droid that was helping her, he had to die heroically. Pretty cool scene. She died like a G. Had that thermal detonator, just like Leia had in Return of the Jedi. She had that. Boom. But she blew up. Boom. All right. Vader comes down. Boom. Coming in. Marching through. Get to the ship. They about to take off. Vader. Yo. This show has some of the coolest moments. It just was written badly. It has the coolest moments of Vader in all of Star Wars. Vader just reached up and grabbed that damn ship out of the air, yo. Like, yeah, give me that. All right? So he grabs the ship out of the air. Grabs the ship out of the air. Crashes it. Yanked the door off. And then the other ship, pew, out. Beep, beep. All right. Good bait and switch. All right, fine. So it finds out that their ship is damaged. They got no hyperdrive. We're going to have a slow chase. Just like the last Jedi. Got a slow chase in the next episode. Vader chasing them. You see the grand... Well, my bad. Let's don't skip. Reva trying to kill Vader. Vader basically pimpering her out. Like dodging her. Not even using the lightsaber. Then took her lightsaber. Ignited his. Threw it on the ground like, all right, let's go. So, pulls out his. He's just basically finessing her. You know what I'm saying? Pull it out. It was like, you think I ain't know that you knew? Stabbed her in the gut, and then she sees a flashback of her getting stabbed in the gut the same way with Anakin Skywalker. So, she didn't survive just plain dead. She got thrusted through, stabbed as a youngling, and survived. And then Grand Inquisitor pops out with his smug self, said, funny how revenge can fuel someone to live. So, give you the will to live or something like that. So, you're saying, her dark side basically triggered keeping her alive. Her hate for Anakin Skywalker kept her alive. Which is, I can see that happening because, hell, I mean, you got your boy, Darth Maul got chopped in half, and he was alive throughout Clone Wars. So, hey, it can happen. As a youngling, nah, exactly, son. Nah. But anyway, that's what happened. So now she's wounded. Inconveniently, Obi-Wan or, the comedian dude, he drops the communicator showing Bail Organa talking about Luke Skywalker. Okay. Talking about the other child. I'm going to protect the boy. So Reva puts 2 and 2 together and figure out that Luke Skywalker is Anakin's child. So now she's going to go to Tatooine and try to kill him. That's going to be the whole episode of the last episode, that and the Vader fight. So slow chase with the ship and Vader cruiser or Star Destroyer. And then Obi-Wan said, hey, I got to split up from y'all because he'll chase me. Y'all can get away safely. these people getting away safe and keeping this underground railroad for rebellion is more important than me. So let me distract Vader. He'll chase me. Y'all get away. So that's what he do. He get in a pod. He go to a planet. Him and Vader about to fight. Simultaneously, Reva's at Tatooine looking for Uncle Owen. All right. Only good thing about this that I will say is that we get to see how Uncle Owen get a bum knee because he get tossed across using the Force where Reva tosses him across. But them guys are G's. They had their gats and was ready. Like yo, we got to get ready. We knew this day will come. She pull out the gat, here, and Uncle Owen the gat. Get ready. Reva come in there trying to kill people. The good thing is Luke never saw a lightsaber, so that's good. Luke never saw a lightsaber, so he didn't never see it in the Jedi, so that doesn't hurt canon. All right. Even in the canyon when she called up to him, he fell off the rocks and it fell down, hit his head, so he was unconscious. All right. The Vader and Obi-Wan fight was everything that I wanted to see. Vader, the only thing I wish he would have said is I had the upper ground now when he, dropped him into a pit. But I like how Obi-Wan stopped all the rocks. You know what I'm saying? And then, got all the rocks off of him, jumped up out of there, and continued to fight Vader. So he come back. He even did a Vader behind the back, slash. This fight was a mixture between Revenge of the Sith and an old school choreographed lightsaber fight. So I really like this lightsaber battle. It's probably my second favorite behind obviously behind Revenge of the Sith, because that right there is the best sword battle ever with Obi-Wan and Anakin, or the beginning of Darth Vader. But Lord Vader. All right, so you have them have an epic fight with Obi-Wan that's called on a rock storm like Storm in Marvel vs. Capcom. Storm. But yeah, he calls on a rock barrage and then just start whooping Vader. Which, you know what? People try to say that Vader was underpowered, but you know what? Nah. Vader ain't underpowered, man. Obi-Wan is that dude. I want people to realize that, man. And that's why I like the prequels, because it showed how good Obi-Wan was. And while he did fail Anakin as a master, Obi-Wan was one of the best Jedi, period. You know what I'm saying? And I think people were like, oh, they made Vader weak in the last episode. No, Obi-Wan that dude. That's what y'all need to realize. Obi-Wan is just that dude. Now, did he do some stuff he ain't never did before? Of course. But how else is he going to beat him? How badly he got beaten the first time. So Obi-Wan got back in touch with the Force. You know what I'm saying? He beats Vader in convincing fashion. Enough to say, okay, I see why he was like, the last time we met, I was the student, but now I'm the master. You know what I'm saying? Or paraphrasing. So yeah, that was a great ending. And they could have just ended the show right there and then went to the prelude. But no, we go back to Reva. She chases young Luke into a cavern, never pulling out her lightsaber until he tripped and fell, bust his head on a rock, and now he's there at Reva's mercy. So the whole trilogy, the whole history of Star Wars is in Reva's hand. Of course she couldn't do it because she saw herself and her younglings in Luke Skywalker's face, so she couldn't do it. Obi-Wan gets there. He would have been too late. Reva comes and said, I couldn't do it. All right. I like the explanation that Obi-Wan gave, like, hey, you redeemed your fellow younglings instead of falling down the dark path. Even though that doesn't make it right that you killed a whole bunch of Jedi and younglings prior to this. You know what I'm saying? But I guess sparing Luke Skywalker made it better. Now she's redeemed. Right. So obviously, this whole show was made to make a spinoff for Reva. I understand that. But I think if they would have did it like the original script and had her learning about Anakin, really, Reva was supposed to die in the original script. She was supposed to die. She wasn't supposed to survive. And I agree with the original script direction. But obviously they liked the actress who played Reva, which I did too. I think for what they wrote for her, she played it the way they wrote it for her. But I think she would have been better in the original script when she would have been hell-bent to kill Obi-Wan because he failed. Okay. And like if they would have something like her seeing Obi-Wan sneak off into Padme's ship. Like she went going looking for Obi-Wan. Okay. And then to see Padme fly away, but see Obi-Wan sneaking on the ship and then Padme flying away, you know, that would have seemed like Obi-Wan was a coward and he didn't stay there and he abandoned all the younglings. Okay. So that would have been motivation for her to turn to the dark side to say, I'm going to get Obi-Wan because he betrayed us. He ran away like a coward. That would have gave more credence to her hatred for the Jedi and saying they're cowards. They would never try to come back and save you. They won't save you. They won't put their life on the line for you, because that would have been her view of it. But for her to know that who Anakin was and to concoct this whole thing, I'm going to be Inquisitor just to get close to him so I can try to strike him down. And then it would have been better from Obi-Wan telling her that, like, yes, not only is, you know, did he do that, but I thought I killed him, but I did not. And from that, he turned into Darth Vader. And she would have been like, oh, the guy I've been working for is Darth Vader? Is Anakin Skywalker? Oh, then the turn for her to be like, oh, I want to kill this dude. Yes, that would have made a little bit more sense in my eyes. But hey, potato. Not sure they're going to make a series with her, but I think the way they rewrote it, they liked the character so much that they wanted to make an extra story. But I don't think they're going to make a story with her because she wasn't really well received, you know, throughout the Star Wars community. So it's just poor writing. I don't think the actress did a bad job. I just think that the writing was poor. But overall, I enjoyed the show. It gave me a lot of great Star Wars moments. I just think I just wish it was written better, you know. But the action in it was great. I think episodes 3 and 4 upset me the most. And really it was just the ending of 3 that upset me more so than anything. Like everything up until the very ending when Vader just let Obi-Wan get away because wall of fire, when he just put out a wall of fire, was dumb. It was dumb writing. I would never agree with it. Other than that, Vader was probably his most vicious in this show. So I would give this show a 7. I was hoping for a 9, 9.5, 10. But I'll give it a solid 7. It's worth watching, but I'm telling you, binge it. Do not watch this a little bit and then stop and then no. If you got like a good amount of time to binge it, then binge it. I promise you it'll be much better binging. I promise it'll be much better binging, in my opinion. Now some people just don't like it, period. They like the hell with this. I'm not putting myself through that again, or I heard bad things about it. But I would say try it out and see for yourself. I'm that type of person that I'll try it out and see for myself. Except for Morbius, I will not watch Morbius. I had no interest in watching it before. I have no interest watching it now that they say it's the worst movie ever. But yeah, that's my review of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the 6-part series. I wish it was at least 8, so they could have fleshed out more story. Now I think they made a mistake by not using the original script with Reva and not having any more Inquisitors. You could have focused on her more, and the whole did they mess up canon, did they not, when they even been in it, you know? And you could have still had the story with Leia. And you could have did more. You could have did more with Obi-Wan and Vader, especially with Vader. But you just had to squeeze everything into this 6-part series, and it seemed like it was rushed, and it was 2 scripts mixed in one. So some of the best action Star Wars that I've seen, but also a very messy script. So yeah, I give it a 7. Initially I was giving it a 6.5, but I give it a solid 7. So yeah, that's my review of Obi-Wan, guys. Agree, disagree, please leave comments in our comment section. Let's discuss it. I love interacting with people. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ding ding, to get all our latest videos. And when Endor comes out, I will be doing individual, I guess, yeah, I'll do individual episodes on that, videos. All right, guys, this was a long one. Thank you. If you stayed, thank you. All right, take it easy. Deuces. We will holler at you, bruh. Yeah, that's how we say it in the A. Deuces. We'll holler at you, shorty. Later.